Hello and welcome to this research proposal presentation. My name is Luke Lewis and I will be looking at the effects of linear, weekly and daily undulating periodization of resistance training on strength and power of mixed martial arts athletes. Now with this overview, we're going to briefly look at the presentation today, so we're all on the same page. So firstly, I'm going to look at some definitions. Now it might be slightly trivial for some of the definitions that we're going to look at. However, I think it's important that I touch upon some keywords or some phrases that we're going to be using throughout the presentation so that we're all on the same page. Then moving on to the introduction of the topics itself, then some background results on both periodization models and MMA, so mixed martial arts specific research, working down to the purpose and hypothesis, methods, and then finally implications that the study may find and the limitations. So, onto the definitions. So we have non-periodization. So that is a no set structure of changes in training phases. We have linear periodization, which is going to be the long-term trends of changes in training phases. So we'll look at some diagrams later on, but it's going to be the gradual increase of intensity while the gradual decrease of volume. And then we'll talk about later, but it's mainly looking at to increase one performance or peak at one performance. Then we have daily undulating periodization, which is the altering of the training phases or repetitions from session to session or day to day. We have weekly undulating periodization, altering the training phases or repetitions from week to week. And then we have 1 RM, which is 1 rep max, which is then the maximum weight lifted in one movement. And then we have MMA, which will be said quite a lot, which is mixed martial arts. Okay, so an introduction on MMA. So it has a rich history ranging back to the Greek Olympic Games of 649 BC, and it was in the form of pancration, as we can see at the top of the picture there. Now, it was quite a spectacle, combining various mixed martial arts or various martial arts together, such as Gaelic boxing and wrestling. Now, fast forward to modern times in mainstream sports, mixed martial arts has taken a backward step in terms of mainstream sport, and individual combat sports such as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing and judo are still highly relevant in Olympic Games. However, it's been brought back into mainstream sport through the Ultimate Fighting Championship, as we can see there, as the UFC. And it's now an exciting and unpredictable sport, which is now the driver of its popularity. Now, with the increase in popularity, obviously, there's going to be an increase in demand for better athletes and better performances. So one way of doing that is obviously the technical and tactical skills, but as well as that, the drivers of the physiological factors that may affect these technical aspects, such as increasing strength and power, which then may affect then technical aspects such as punching power, as well as that increasing the strength and power. The importance, as you can see at the bottom there, of a strength and conditioning coach is for injury prevention. Now, as I said earlier, we're going to look at some diagrams of periodization. So on the left, we have linear periodization. And we can see the intensity in the purple, which is gradually increasing up while volume in the red is gradually decreasing. And as you can see then, it's going to peak at one peak performance. And this concept was designed by Matveev in 1964, who used it for Olympic cycles. So they'd use that over a macro cycle of 4 years to peak for the Olympics. Now, in 1988, Polkwin felt that these were not the linear periodization, was not providing the athletes with an increase or a fluctuation of various stimulations throughout the block. And they believed then that there should be undulating periodization.